The train gave one last shudder, pulling into Santa Maria Novella, the kind that travels up through your sneakers and settles somewhere behind the sternum, and Sofia Vale stayed in her seat a beat longer than everyone else. The platform materialised through the scratched window. White tile, iron columns, a blur of strangers already in purposeful motion. Her backpack straps had carved twin trenches above her collarbone during the Milan to Florence leg, and she'd stopped noticing them somewhere around Bologna, which felt like a metaphor for something she wasn't ready to name. She stood. She moved. Florence didn't ease her in. It hit her before she'd even cleared the exit. Espresso and diesel and something sweeter underneath. The warm sugar breath of a forno somewhere around the corner. After São Paulo's tropical wait and Milan's marble cool, this light was something else entirely. Low and lateral, falling across ochre paving stones at an angle that seemed to warm things from below rather than above. She tilted her face toward it without quite meaning to, and felt a knot in her chest. A thing she hadn't realised she'd been carrying since the airport, come slightly loose. 22. One backpack. The deferred cordon bleu acceptance letter was still tucked in the side pocket, folded small, her safety net and her guilty secret. Her parents had sat at the kitchen table with their particular expression. Bewildered love is how she thought of it. Her mother's hands pressed flat on the tablecloth as if steadying herself against the conversation. You have the letter, the scholarship. Sofia, why? She hadn't had a clean answer for them. She still didn't. She just knew that whatever the letter would teach her, she wanted the floor first. The real mathematics of it. 50 covers in 2 hours, a brigade moving like a single organism, the unforgiving education of things almost going wrong. She started walking east. The streets narrowed past the station, and the smell shifted by the block. A forno's yeast warmth gave way to the rosemary and garlic exhale of a trattoria, where an elderly woman shook a tablecloth from an upstairs window, scattering fine crumbs over the alley below. Laundry lines crisscrossed overhead. A tourist couple ahead turned in slow circles with their phone maps, and she stepped around them without breaking stride, cobblestones forcing a careful rhythm she was still learning. Sweat and fire. Menina. Her avo's voice always arrived like that. Unbidden, exact, a knife tap on a cutting board. She'd been 16. The kitchen in São Paulo. 2 gas burners, 1 dented stock pot, steam thickening the air until the windows ran. She was chopping onions too slowly, blade sliding on the scarred board, eyes burning. Avo had stood behind her, not impatient, just present, her proximity its own form of instruction. Cooking is sweat and fire. You stir through the burn or it sticks. The wooden spoon pressed into her hand, red sauce spattering the apron, and then Avo's palms, thick calloused, always warm, the hands of someone who'd scrubbed clams before dawn for 40 years, closing over hers to guide the motion. Firm circles. Feel the heat on your face. Don't look away. They'd eaten bread torn from the loaf afterward, the kitchen quiet but alive with what had just happened. Avo tasted the sauce and nodded once. That nod. Small as a comma, large as a sentence. The pensione was on a side street off Via dei Pepi. Faded pink stucco, a brass plaque promising Camera Pulite, a lemon tree in terracotta by the door shedding a single blossom onto the threshold, as if marking the occasion. Signora Rossi handed over the key with warm eyes and asked gently if this was her first time in Florence. When Sofia said yes, the woman patted her hand and said, Bene. Firenze ti prenderà cura. Florence will take care of you. Sofia chose to believe her. The room was spare and clean. A single bed, crisp linens, a dark armoire with a faint smell of mothballs, a porcelain sink in the corner. The window opened onto a courtyard where a second lemon tree dropped blossoms onto wet flagstones. She laid out her uniform with hands that trembled slightly. Nerves or caffeine, or the particular anxiety of things actually beginning. Black trousers sharp at the crease, white shirt, apron with clean ties. She changed and checked herself in the small mirror above the sink. Bun tight, no flyaways, name tag pinned straight. The shirt was armour. The name tag was a